What you want to look at today?
So this is a scrim. I would have played solo queue a little differently, but I'm thinking that maybe I should have just played it more solo queue. Because I end up getting behind.
Okay, sounds good. Let's look at this. So you're in voice comms with all your teammates this game, right?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Good to know. Because there's definitely a different way to playing when you have comms. Okay, looks like hit the jungle's passing up this game. You're passing down. Looks good. Get normal full clear. Everything looks normal. Now, anytime we're on bot crab, this is where we'd communicate that he's probably on top crab, right? Just so your Aatrox is aware so he doesn't get ganked here. Flashy Q. Oh shit. Let me watch this one more time. I'm surprised this didn't get off. Wait, did you not press Q in time? Let's see one more time. Yeah, you actually pressed Q after your E. A lot of times you can go. This is really close and really small. You should have if you have your Q on right now. I'm like 99% sure your Q will follow his flash. Um,
Okay.
so you could just Q it preemptively. When you press Q, it's like a solid 5 seconds where your next hit is gonna be the Q. So I think this is pretty telegraphed. Where before you even went for it, you knew you're gonna flash EQ, right? So honestly, if you wanted to, you could just Q right now. Even though it looks so early, it still applies the same logic. And I'm pretty sure the Q would follow because this is pretty sad that you didn't kill this guy. It's not the biggest deal in the world. Just the Q a little earlier. And again here, we should just assume that he's going to be on top crab. Since he hasn't ganked top yet, now we could assume that he's base and he's opening to his bot camps. And he actually took our Raptors. I didn't realize you started Raptors this game. He did. So
Yeah.
the rule on Raptors, I think it's completely fine to start Raptors, but the rule is, um, when you start Raptors, you have to basically always be there when they respawn. So even right now, once you go for this gank, it doesn't work out. It's fine. You kind of have to just accept that you're not getting this crab, and you have to go Raptors, and you'll get this crab eventually. Eventually, because what you'll do is you do Raptors, you'll do Krugs, then you'll base, and then you get open to the crab, and then you could do Wolf Scrump if you want. Because that's just because you started Raptors. I think if you started Krugs as like red, and you do red at Krugs, then this is fine to do. But when you nowadays mid laners ward Raptors level 1 almost every game, so they'll see that you start Raptors, and the risk of them taking them is too big. Um, so TLDR, anytime you start Raptors, the rule is you always have to be there when they respawn. If you lose your respawn Raptors, it's really bad because they respawn their higher XP and gold than the normal camp. So this is pretty bad for you, TLDR. Um, Good though. We do Krugs, we base. Opens back to our bot side. We see Naut. This is actually good for us that we see him because that means he is late to his top side. Because normally, if we're on wolves, then he should be on those wolves as well. But he's really slow, so we're actually up tempo. Here, if you want to play for a dragon pool, you could. Just because again, he cleared up, so he's gonna do Krugs, Raptors, Wolves, Gromp. Normally, when you're on Gromp, he's on Gromp as well. Since he's slower, he's probably just starting his Wolves right now. So by pulling Dragon, you have a guaranteed win-win. If he keeps doing his top camps, then you get free Dragon. If he comes to match the Dragon, well now he skipped his 2 camps to come, but you haven't skipped your camps. So you're and then
Hmm.
you'll just reset it. So no matter what, you're guaranteed an advantage here. If he comes to top Dragon, you just reset it, and now he skipped his camps to come, and you haven't skipped your camps. And if he doesn't come, well now you're just getting a free Dragon. So this is a good opportunity to pull. Looks like never mind. Now they warded, so never mind. Only if they don't see
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's all good. Not really much you can do. Now we're just waiting for our Raptors to spawn. We can hover for a gank. Well, now we see Nautilus gank tops. Now we pull it. Looks good. Again, concern is here that he's, especially from how he's pathing, we can tell he's running straight to our Raptors. So after this, you'd probably immediately base and run to your Krugs. It's fine to lose 1 camp for the Dragon. You cannot lose 2 camps. If you lose Raptors and Krugs for Dragon, it's actually worse for you. So I would honestly immediately base right now and just run straight to your Krugs. You should already know that your Raptors are going to be gone because you saw him. And I'm pretty sure if you immediately base, you'll be in time to defend these. But when you walk around, you won't be. You also should.
Yeah, I lost track. I thought his Raptors would be back up.
Yeah, we actually from where is it? We actually see it spawn now. Where is it? Right here. So and then we see Nautilus spot here as well. So in our idea, we know he's full clearing up. He's going to do Raptors, Wolves, Gromp. So this Raptor will probably spawn around 2 minutes from now, around 7:30. But all
Well, I
good.
actually waited there at the dragon for like, I think it was like 20 seconds.
Mhm.
Um, and like normally I would have just like gone in my top camps, like play for my like 6.
Mhm.
But my team wanted to do it. I had to like wait for them after the ward was like, I was gonna start it right away, but then the ward was placed, so I waited till my bot could
Mhm.
rotate.
Mhm.
So you think like waiting then was fine as long as I like recall and get my
Honestly, first, if I was the one playing, I would either do two things here. I would either instantly start it, and if you're not instantly starting it, then we're not starting it on this round. We're gonna either insta start it, and if you get scared off this ward, or because your Valiant's saying no, don't do it, let's get prio, then I agree with you. I would just say fuck this shit. Then I'm gonna do Raptors, Krugs, base, get my level 6, and then open map, and then play for the dragon with my 6. Because obviously Wukong as a champion spikes on his level 6, right?
yeah.
So I agree. I think either instantly pull it here, off the basis that if you're tracking correctly, you know that the jungle's top side. Or if you don't want to pull it because your Valiant's calling it off, or you are low confidence because you're scared of the ward, then just immediately base. Actually, not base. Just cross map and do Raptors Krugs, and then base. And you'll be level 6. You'll have like double longsword, and then this dragon pull is going to look way better. Make sense? So,
Yeah.
I agree with you. Waiting it's kind of like a team thing where like you're sacrificing your own game for the dragon, which isn't like terrible because it's a team game. But even in team games, it's never going to be good to get ourselves behind, right? So yeah, I agree. I think losing Raptors and Krugs is a real blower, and now you're going to be on the back foot. Okay, we see Nautilus here. I think this is pretty bad. I think your game is still chill, and this guy actually showing top is the best thing possible for you because after the top kill, what is he gonna do 99% of the time? He's gonna go and pull the grubs now.
Yeah.
So I think this is actually good for you now. Where if I'm you, I'm just running straight to his bot side. You know that all three of these camps are 100% up because you've seen this guy top for the last 2 minutes, right? You saw him gank top right now, and then you know he was still top side because he got your Raptors and then your Krugs, and then right away he ganked top again. So it's literally mathematically impossible that he somehow ganked top, took bot camps, and then ganked top again. There's not enough time in the game, right? So you should have it in your mind that you know, okay, his bot camps are guaranteed up. I'm gonna go take his bot camps. I'm gonna get my camps back because obviously he took two of mine, so I'm gonna take two of his, and now I'm back in the game. I think especially because you got the early dragon, you should be completely okay with losing the first grubs because it's just an even trade. First dragon for first grubs. Both of you should be happy. He should be happy, and you should be happy. Um, but in this case, you'll be happier because you're trading grubs for dragon, but he took two of your camps, and you're gonna take three of his camps. So it's gonna be a positive trade for you, right? Um, another aspect of that is he's gonna put his bot on weak side, and his bot lane is playing double immobiles. They're playing Varus and Janna. Both these champs have no dashes, they have no speed ups. And I think with Wukong ult and Blitzcrank Flash E, if you're instead of being here right now, I want you to imagine you're hitting Krugs and you're playing in Krug Bush. If this Varus tries to walk the lane, he's just dead. His jungle is across the map on grubs. No one can help him, right? So I think it's once you see that top is kind of over because he's died twice in a row. He's 0-2. This guy's living topside. You're thinking, okay, awesome. The game plan's super simple. I'm gonna draw a line in the middle of the map. This is no man's land. This is fight here. I'm playing for my Tristana. My Aatrox has to figure it out. Our 2v2 top now is unwinnable, but our 3v3 bot should still be really good. So we're playing for 3v3 bot, and we're avoiding top. And even going into loading screen, this should already be somewhat your plan, because you're comparing it, who's easier to gank, Jax, who has a dash, and Jax who can stop all my damage with a Z, or again a Varus who's immobile and will just die to anything and everything, right? So I think here now we just say, okay, bump this. I'm gonna go into his bot side, take his entire bot side, again, kill this Varus. Your bot lane actually ends up killing him 2v1 by himself. But so if you're there, you're getting a free assist or a free kill. And you see now you're doing it. And you see how easy this is? Boom, guaranteed free kill. Wasn't even hard, right? Um, but I would definitely say take his camps as well. If you were here earlier, you could take more of his camps. Here, you only took one of them, right? So I think if you were here earlier, you could have taken his raptors and his red as well. So this is just what happens when we're slightly slower than we should be. Make sense?
Yep.
Uh, oh wait, let's look at this. I'm shocked that this didn't hit. It wouldn't have mattered because Gen ult anyways. Well, actually, let me watch this again. Why are we going in? So funny enough, even if you kill this guy, it's not really worth. Um, Especially in competitive, I would always want to save your ult for objective. So either for the dragon fight, or let's say dragon spawning in 20 seconds right now, then ulting to kill this guy is chill because he'll be dead for the dragon. So you could just instantly pull it and he won't be here in time, right? But in this case, anytime dragons like 50 seconds to like a minute 30 to spawning, this is almost like a bait to ult because now your ult's going to be down for the dragon, but the person is going to respawn and be alive for it. So unless the guy has like a shutdown or he's like super important to kill or he's about to kill your teammate, I actually think you just walk up here with EQ, try to bait Janna ult, try to bait Vex Flash, try to bait Exhaust, but I don't think you ever actually want to ult here because again, even if you killed him, now he'll be up for dragon and your ult will be down. And I think for some champions who aren't super ult dependent, it doesn't matter. I think for Wukong in team fights is very ult dependent. If you don't have ult, it's very common in competitive when Wukongs don't have ult, they're literally yelling, back up, wait for my ult, wait for my ult, stall 30 seconds. And if you don't think you can stall, then it's very common where in the competitive people will just fully give objectives just because they don't have ult, you know. But this ends up looking good. This is good though because you're playing with your Fed bot lane. Your bot lane is the only people on your team that's strong, so every play you should do should be based around them. So I think this looks fucking awesome. Once this guy dies though, it might be time to leave. They're all coming. Yeah, just leave. Give Blitzcrank. It's still 1-for-1. It's still chill. They actually 5-man blue buff, so if you guys can just leave, it's really good. Tristana should ult them. Okay. Base for try. Now we play dragon. Our flash is back up. Our ult's back up. And now we could just 44 dragon. Yeah, looks good. So I'll say two things here, the two takeaways for this. Even if this ends up going well, it's fine. Just so for Wukong, actually, there's a Wukong point, and there's just a League of Legends jungle point. So one of the number one rules of jungle or just League in general is anytime there's a free objective, just take it, right? In this case, I would already classify this dragon as completely free, just because we have number of answers. There's two people dead, and there's four of us alive, right? So at this point, the objective's free. Just don't have to chase. Don't have to chase. You can call it off. Blitzcrank wants to hope you're like, no, it's fine. Just go drag. Just go drag. Just go drag. Even earlier, a lot of times you could be able to see into the future, where right when you see this, not here, sorry, right when I see personally, because I played competitive for 3 years, I would see this and I would instantly already call. The faster you call out a play, the faster people can get on board and not get distracted and do other shit. I see this, and I would instantly already say, Dragon after Jax, Dragon after Jax, kill Jax, go Dragon, kill Jax, go Dragon. Like I already see this, and I already think to myself, it's already a free objective. Like my brain is hot wired to only think about the objectives. So I see Jan is dead. I see this. I think okay, Jax is definitely gonna die too. I already think okay, nice. We got guaranteed Dragon. So if you already call out kill Dragon after Jax, or kill Jax then do Dragon, then people aren't on your team aren't going to be baited to, ooh, maybe let's go for Vex, maybe let's go for Vex, or maybe let's go for this Nautilus. Like you already made a plan, guys. We're doing Dragon after we kill Jax. The plan's already been stated. You know, objectives are the most OP thing in League of Legends. Two of them are dead, so the Dragon's basically guaranteed. Boom. We're not going to be baited into an unnecessary fights, right? That's A. B as Wukong. The only thing more important than your ult in fights is your W. Without W, Wukong really, really never wants to go in. A lot of times, as Wukong, let's say you have W and flash up, Wukongs would rather flash ER than WER. Like that's how important your W is. Your W is your escape tool. It's your highest DPS tool. Your W is like Wukong's everything, right? So with no again no W, you're kind of half HP. The Ahri's half HP. Even though you guys look at this and think, oh, it's a 4v3, in reality, it's like a with Ahri half, it's like a four, it's like a 3v 3.5. You know, Ahri's like half a champion 'cause she's no ult, half HP. You're not half, but you're like 75%. You have no W. So this isn't actually a 4v3. This is like a 3. This is not as hard of a winning a fight as you guys probably think it is, right? So I would just, not to overcomplicate it. We got 2 picks. Aatrox is pushing top lane. Dragon's up. Let's just get the free dragon. Let's not overchase. Even now, this is already like completely fine. You guys chunk Vex to half HP. Even now, it's still not too late. You can still just go dragon right now. But you're the one that decides to E back in, and you're again with no W and half HP. You're pretty pretty low. This isn't like an optimal fight for you, right? So again, I think anytime you get a pick, your mind should just be first thing you're thinking about is what objectives are up, what towers are up, and that's the priority. I think this ended up being sad where you guys got 2 kills, and then the fight ended up being 2 for 2, and then you obviously can't do the dragon because you guys are dead, and now the enemy team spawns faster. Now they'll have what's the word? Inside track on the dragon, and now your ult's also down for the dragon, so now you're not even able to team fight anymore because again, Wukong with that ult isn't really a team fighter, right? So I think this, funny enough, I think this Nautilus smited Blitzcrank.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up working out, but this all makes sense, especially in competitive.
Yeah.
In competitive, especially because you're in voice comms, there's a lot more control over prioritizing dragons over kills. Like here, I'm like, I kill dragon, I Jax. If I'm you, I'm yelling dragon, 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 dragon. Boom, done. So we never get tempted to go for stuff like this. Sounds good?
Yeah, so but you're saying that this isn't like necessarily like hard like winning because it's like a 3.5 versus
Yeah.
3 or whatever.
Mhm.
So if we were to start the dragon right now, because like Nautilus is the jungler.
Yeah.
So if we were to start the dragon, you don't think that they still contest us on it?
Well, the picture becomes different, right? Because um, it's different to fight. Like let's do the 3-4-3. Um, it's different to take a fight when you're running into them when they're running into you. Because there's also like position. Like let's actually delete Ari from the game. Ari's dead. This 3-3 for Dragon is completely still playable if they're forced to face check you guys. Because you have to understand from their POV, this is all blind. This is all darkness. They have no vision here. They have probably no vision in the pit. You have a pink ward, so you'll place a pink ward in the pit. And they're gonna have no HP with the dragon. They have no HP. They have no idea how healthy the dragon is. They're gonna be walking in blind. Blitzcrank can throw hooks over the wall. Um, you could always W over this wall and then ER them to engage the fight, letting Tristana full hit. Like the picture is completely different. They're walking into you. They're walking into Fog of War. They have so many different like things to worry about. What HP is the dragon? How fast do we have to enter? Again, worry about blitz hooks over the wall. Wukong can always hard engage on us while we're all CC'd by Wukong ult. Tristana can jump in. The fight becomes so much harder for them when you're taking the fight on your terms, in your control, in your vision. When you're taking a fight in lane, first of all, they have they don't have to be scared of blitz hook. They don't have to be scared of your engage. Obviously, if you're taking the fight at dragon, your W is going to be up as well because you're going to have it up instead of just using it on the Jax, right? Um, and they're not gonna see. They're gonna have to walk into you guys. It's really scary, especially because Vex and Varus are obviously not tanky, so if they ever get hooked over the wall, the Nihilus and Varus can't help them, right? Because there's a whole wall from disconnecting here
Yeah.
for here. But obviously, if you hook here, Varus and Nihilus can still help because there's no wall disconnecting you guys, right? So the picture is completely different. Also, your ult's technically still down. If your ult was technically up right now, this is not the worst because you can just CC lock him. It's going to be Blitz Q into Blitz E into Wukong ult into the second Wukong ult. This guy is going to be CC locked for 20 years, right? In this case, your ult's still not even up yet, and obviously your W is also down, right? So see how all these things, it just makes the fight so much harder for them.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that it's a big difference, especially when you pick champions like Blitzcrank and Ari. You really want them to walk into you guys, because if they're walking into you guys, there's so many. They have to avoid charm. They have to avoid hook, and because they're all squishy besides Nihilus, if any of their carries get hit by charm or by hook, they'll just get one shot, right? So I think in this case, you guys just go dragon, and it's completely. I think if you run this scenario 1,000 times, I want to call it 90-10. I think you'll win it 900 times, maybe 100 times. You miss charm, and you miss hook, and you miss Wukong engage. But I think in the majority of the times, if you hit one of those three abilities, a charm, a hook, or a nice Wukong engage, they should all just die. That make sense?
Yeah.
A lot of times, there's no like way to quantify the gold on it, but a lot of times, like in pro play, people talk about having full control of an area is worth like 4,000 to 5,000 gold worth of value. Like if you had an option to be up 4k gold but have to walk into them, or be down 4k gold but then they walk into you, it's really it depends on the comp, but it's a really close call. You know, having control is a big deal. Um, so you end up getting the dragon anyways because this guy smited Blitzcrank funny enough, but this all could have been avoided if we just didn't overchase in the uh, fight previously. Okay, there's another fight. We pull up. Again, sad. It's actually another fight where you're all 3 seconds away. Kind of sad. Just on it dies. I mean, I respect it. You're for the boys. They're dying, so you want to hop in. But when I say just on is this low, the fight's probably already lost because it's only Tristana and Nihilus. I mean, sorry, and Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank's obviously the support. So when Tristana dies, we're gonna have no damage. I think if you can have better camera control, I don't know if you realize if Vex is here or not, but they already have it's called they have three members, and just with how low Tristana is, there's no way this guy doesn't get one shot. So even if so I just can't go in sadly. But I respect how you're for the boys. You're like, oh, should I help my teammate? But this guy's fucking dead. Nothing we can do. And all we're doing is risking our own death. And so then we die, and Blitz dies, and it's a whole mess. Because I think it's still this. Just not gonna die, and you guys' game is still why you're still stacking dragons. This guy dies, happens. We'll just do our top camps, Raptors, Red Krugs. They'll probably get Herald because AD carry is dead, but it's fine. We can probably base and then play into bot tower with our Ari. But obviously, one death and three deaths is a really big difference. So I agree with what you said by like maybe I should have treated more like solo queue because in competitive you're gonna die for your teammate, but in solo queue you'll be like fuck my teammate, I'll do my own thing. So I think in this case it's better to have like a more solo queue mindset where okay my teammate int did happen, I'm not gonna let his int make my game behind as well, right? Um,
I do it again.
this fight looks a bit closer though. Let me watch this. Let me
Yeah.
watch this. It just sucks because you have no W. It's again it's so weird because it doesn't seem like it, but Wukong's W basically doubles your damage. Like if you had W here, I actually think you could have killed Jax and then lived. Um, and then it's actually 1 for 1, which isn't the worst. You just don't have W, sadly. Which I don't think it's not even your fault because you're just using it on camps before you even saw them. Let's see if you can play this slightly better one more time. E Q. Oh, G or Q off? I think you did. Oh, you did. Yeah, nice. Q. No, you actually played it well. The only thing you could have added is a smite. Funny enough, the 40 damage smite would have killed. Wait, does he have 40 or 46 HP? 45. No, it wouldn't have even killed. Honestly, yeah, there's nothing you could have done besides not fight with him. So it's sad. I agree with you. Teammate inted. Team cleaned it up though, so not bad. If anything, even though it probably wasn't on purpose, you going in stalled the death long enough where your teammates had time to catch up. So it's actually a good engage. Uh, so not bad. Now we're playing for Dragon. 1 minute. Clear our camps. Hold our control. Top got solo killed. This shouldn't be your job, but if no one else is gonna do it, we'll do it. We should have had our Ari base right now and run top, preferably. But it's fine. If he doesn't want to do it, then we'll do it. Get a free kill. Run back to dragon. Oh shit. Okay. This fight should be good if we play slow because again, there's 2 dead and we have 5 alive. So if we just wait for our teammates to show up and use number advantage, it should be a good fight. I think you can leave earlier. I think once you get this ult off, boom, you've done your job. Now just W out and leave. At this point, you just have to trust your team will do the rest of the job. It's already a 5v3, so this guy CC'd. Tristana should kill him, and then I think right now as 1 HP, you'll just go start dragon. You'll probably get level up off this guy's kill. You'll also get triumph, and then even as 1 HP, 1 HP junglers can always do dragon because we don't take damage from camps, right? So I think just realize again, similar to before. Once you get the 2 kills, we should realize that okay, the dragon's already guaranteed. It's a guaranteed 5v3. The only way we don't get the dragon is if someone dies. If Blitzcrank walks up too far here and dies, or I engage too deep and die. Just let my healthy champions do the work. My Aatrox is TPing in. He's full HP. He'll tank all the damage. He'll engage the fight. I'll be here as like secondary engage as like a follow up. Our only job when is not to die. We already have a 3v5 fight. Okay. So here you can go in, you can EQ this Janna if you want, and then sorry, EQ R to this Janna, and then instantly just go dragon and be like, okay, you guys figure it out. You guys are now in a 4v3. And Nala's half HP, Janna's half HP, and I'll just solo the dragon, and you guys figure it out. And if you guys obviously if the fight keeps extending, then I could always reconnect, thankfully. But when you're this low, you're not even gonna be useful in the fight anyways. So it's better to just go start soloing the dragon and have your team win the fight, which they should do because again it's number advantage, right? Which they end up winning or going close in. Yeah, they win the fight. So I think this entire time you could just be soloing dragon, and it just especially in competitive. And solo and competitive is the same, but especially in competitive, you really, really, really have to be super focused on just the objectives. And anytime you get picks, all I see when I see this is free dragon. Nice. Like even now, I would even say. Let me go back earlier. Even now, I'd say, all right, nice guys, we got 2 kills. Leave, drag. Like, don't run in. Just wait for Aatrox, wait for Ari, wait for me. Like, Blitzcrank, don't run in for no reason and almost die. Like, this is already, boom. We got 2 picks. Awesome. Go hit this mid tower. Wait for Aatrox to TP in, or wait for Ari to show up. Because even though you got 2 picks, this is still 3v3. Until Aatrox and Ari connect, we're not actually playing with number advantage. We're playing a 3v3 because it's just going to be us 3 versus what is it, Nahlis, Janna, and whoever else is alive, the Vex. So this isn't a 5v3 yet. This is a 3v3. Our only job is to play safe, run away, call for Aatrox to TP earlier, call for Ari to walk earlier, and once we have a 5v3, we get the guaranteed dragon. And you guys got the earlier dragon, so you guys are already stacking. So if you guys can just play for soul, it's the easiest win con. So just be way more anal about prioritizing the objectives. This actually would have been this is actually 3rd dragon too. So if we get this, the game's on basically not guaranteed, but the scaling is guaranteed, and it creates a lot of pressure for the enemy team. So I think we end up running around, taking these fights, ends up becoming a mess, and then this dragon doesn't look. Then they end up getting this dragon, and now the game is not as simple. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Any questions?
Uh, no.
Okay. Sounds good. If you ever need to cut me off, you can. I tend to go on rants. This looks like a good fight. I think this looks like a good engage. I like this. I think I would ult and then W ult. So I think right here, instead of Wing ulting it, you could just ult right now. This is in range to knock him up. And then after he is done knocking up, then he'll probably Q away. And then you'll W and 2-man the ult and the Janna and the Jax. It would just be slightly faster. I think they'll be able to cover less distance, but it still worked out really well. Kill Janna, chase down the Jax, kill Nahlis, pull Otacon. No, that was really good. That was a good fight you started. No complaints. Play for our camps. We have no ult. Wait for ult to spawn. Dragons in 2 minutes. We kill Varus. Play for mid tower. Perfect. Okay, they're engaging on Tristana. We're here to cover. EQ ult. Again, same as before. I just ult. You want to ult and then W ult. You're Wing too early in these fights. You really want to hold your W longer. Because you know how when you ult someone, there's a you can't insult again. There's like you have to wait a second and then you ult again. So
Yeah.
the earlier you ult, then thankfully the faster you can knock them up the second time, right? Um, okay, 2 for 1. Try to leave. We're up HP on the in the fight. Oh shit, this the God Hook. Nice, not bad. 1 for 3. Your team definitely has a habit of getting greedy for more kills. In my head, you guys already won the fight. Now we could kind of back up, spend our money, play to get like full bot side control, and get full vision. Play for the dragon that's spawning. But you guys, your team always wants more, which as a scrim happens, is limit testing. Ends up working out. I do want you to base ASAP for your money though, so you could be here in time. Hold control. The enemy team tries to pull Baron. Let's watch this fight. So this is what I mean by a lot of times Wukongs, if they have the choice to W in or flash in, the pro Wus almost always prefer to flash in and save your W. That's how important your W is. Your W basically doubles Wukong's damage. All of Wukong's damage comes in this Q, so being able to double Q someone is just, again, it just doubles your damage. So here, for example, instead of Wing, I would literally just keep walking normally, and then once you get to this point, then you just flash EQR the Varus, and then you're gonna save your W as an escape route, so you knock them up, and then you could always W ult this way or W ult this way, um, or you could just suicide and try to kill the Janna and Varus by yourself by using your W Q, but without W, you'll never have enough damage to kill these guys. Also here is if you don't want to dive in, you don't have to. Even now, instead of Wing or flashing, and you could just EQR the Nautilus. I think in all these fights, it's become apparent that Tristana is your main carry. This is the guy who's been doing most of the damage. This is the guy who's been carrying the fights. So if you wanted to do Operation Peel my Fed guy, that's completely fine too. Wukong is actually a pretty good peeler because of your ult. You have 2 different knockups. So what you could do here is you can EQ ult the Nautilus. Nautilus is now knocked up, so now Tristana is safe. And then from this mission, again, you've saved your W, so you haven't used it. And now if you want, now you can flash in, get like a play for a 3-man ult, and then you still have your W to W out to live, right? So I think you could. I think Jax is probably. I'd rather just be on top of my Tristana's face, and then potentially if you actually EQ ulted the Nautilus like I'm saying, you would have stopped Jax because your ult stops Jax's Q because you'd CC in midair, right? So funny enough, if you're actually just ulting Nautilus right now, you'd have done two and one bird. I mean, 2 birds, 1 stone, and also stopped Jax from diving on Tristana. So I think here the second Tristana dies, I think this team fight's probably instantly lost because like Tristana's been like all your damage all game. So I think anytime you have like a Aatrox fell behind or Ari fell behind or whatever happened, it's pretty obvious that just if we press tab, it's gonna be really obvious that Tristana is your entire team. Yeah, look at this: 1-4, 4-6. This guy's 14-4, 4 items. So going into fights, you have to press tab, recognize who's the carry, who's strong, who's weak, and when you press tab this game, it's really really obvious Tristana is the only human that matters, and your entire brain is just thinking, how do I peel my the Tristana? Okay, I see Nautilus hitting Tristana. Boom, I'm just gonna press alt on the Tristana. Boom. And I think that would probably save you this team fight. But once you lose this team fight and I'll die, and you lose Baron, the game is it's not over. But anytime that enemy team gets Baron, the game obviously becomes infinitely harder, right? So I think just any questions about this fight?
Oh no.
All right, yeah, just have to peel or Fed guy. Now we're just Baron defensing. Yeah, it's definitely a habit. I say something once or twice, it's like, but now I see it a third time. Always want to ult and then W. Don't want to W ult. It's very rare that you want to W ult. It's like in very specific cases, which I haven't really seen yet. I think that if this guy got CC'd earlier, he would have died. He's like one just on auto off from dying. Actually, we didn't ult at all, which is fine, technically holding it. But I think that guy would have died. Anytime any team is sieging with Baron, by killing someone, even if they're jungler or the support, you're basically just stopping the siege right away because now they have to base or now they're playing down a number, and no one wants to siege down numbers. That's like the only way to lose. Yeah, this is good peeling. This is awesome. They try to dive in on your backline, and you're just peeling instantly. Boom. Ult again. Nice. No, I have no complaint. This looks good. No complaints. This time got caught, but it's not your fault. Nothing you could do without ult to stop it. Chase these guys down. Nice. Push top out. Give dragon. Makes sense. Hard to fight dragon with your inhibs down. And this game just gets decided from this last team fight. Let's watch this last team fight. Nice. Don't overcommit. Looks good. Yeah, I think you're just using your W too willy-nilly. You really have to hold this shit. Don't think it would have mattered this fight though. I think your soul inners are just running in and dying permanently. The same thing, remember how I said earlier, anytime you get the kill, you should instantly be yelling dragon, dragon, dragon. The same thing kind of applies here. The second you get this pick, this should instantly mean Baron, Baron, Baron. Not only is it because it's 45, but it's also especially because it's the jungler, so now they have no smite. So the second you kill this guy, or the second it's obvious he's gonna die, like at this point, it's not even here. I'll tell you when, to me, it's obvious he's gonna die. Honestly, right now, I think this guy's fucking dead. He hooked into 3 of them. He's CC locked perma. Right now, I think this guy's dead. I'd instantly right now just call Baron, 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 pull Baron. The only way we lose the fight is if we just overchase. Play again. This is their control. Same logic how I was saying that if they're playing into dragon, it's really hard for them. We want to hold our own control, which is this, and we don't want to walk into their control. We have zero vision of this bushes. We have no idea who's in here, what HP they are. It's kind of just hard. Like if you watch this fight from our POV, she's blindly ulting into the bush, which is fucking terrifying. She gets hit by a Verisar, she dead. She gets hit by a Jaxi, she dies. She gets hit by Vex Fear, she dies, and she has no idea if Vex has her fear or not. Or where is she? Um, we get the skill, instantly just scream Baron, and they have no smite, and then you're gonna position here, hold your W, and then if they ever walk into contest Baron, you're just gonna W over this wall, flash ERQ, and that's how you're gonna play the 45. You're gonna force them to walk out of their control, which is walk out of the bush, force them to walk into your control, which is this river Baron area, and that's when you'll turn it and force the fight on them. The last thing you want is to run into their area where you have zero vision, no idea where they are. You want them to walk into you guys, and which is going to be the Baron because you're gonna start it because against 45. Does it make sense? I mean, it's not like your fault your teammates running in. It just, but when you calm or create a sense of like area of control or like a plan to play off of, and everyone can be in sync and play off for the same game plan, then stuff like this will probably happen less because we just ran it. We had a number advantage. We could now just 45 very comfortably, and then our already just overdove gets caught, and now we're back to now instead of fighting a 45, we're fighting a 5v5. I think
Yeah.
at this point the only way to make this like quote unquote winnable is you just have to send it now because before you can only play slow and calculated and when it's 45 because you have some sort of advantage. Second this guy dies, we're 44. We're back to being a disadvantage, or being even. So now while they're all hitting your Ari, the only angle I see is just for you to flash ER on their backline and have Tristana and Aatrox follow up with you because this guy is not defendable. This guy is not savable. The best we can do is now dive their backline, and that's how. And we're gonna be up spells right now because they're using all their spells on Ari, while we have all our spells up because we haven't used anything since we killed Nollis, which is like 5 seconds ago, right? So I think that's the only angle I see to potentially win this fight is just to Omega dive their backline. But here we give them time to get their abilities back that they just used to kill Ari, and now they're gonna fight on their terms. Now that all their abilities are back, and now they're diving into us. It's always gonna be when you're playing champs like Wukong and Tristana. Uh, both of you guys are like inherent divers. Tristana can W in, you can E in. You'd always rather if you're not holding control, you rather run into them than them run into you. The only time you don't want to run into them is if you're holding control. But in this case, we're not able to hold control. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then now you guys lose this fight and the game's over. Was there anything in this VOD that I didn't talk about that you had questions about, or is any questions at all?
I just have one question.
Yeah.
Normally in comp, I do Sundered Sky instead of like Triforce. Like I do that first,
Hmm.
and I don't build Triforce at all. But I guess I just wanted to try it. But yeah, what's your opinion?
I think you should always go try. I think in I think try allows you to do so much more damage. Um, and Wukong becomes a champ in competitive that can you're like engage and you're a peeler, but you also become a diver and you could also become a carry. I think try is way better than Sunder first. I like your build this game. I think it was good. I think you should only go Sunder first if you're like starving, like you got really behind and you're really useless and you just want to be like tanky for your teammates to engage for them. But I think in this game, I don't think you were behind. I think you were pretty even. I think you got a random kill somewhere around here, right? Yeah, you got an assist off this dive and you've been farming well. And then you got another kill soon. Yeah, you got another assist here. So I don't know. I think you should only go Sundered if you're like super behind and starving. I think this game you farmed well, and you got some random assists. So I think Cleaver. I think Triforce makes complete sense to me. I think one of the reasons maybe why you don't uh maybe you haven't fell in love with try as much as you should is because of your W usage. In the entire point of try is for the Sheen proc, and the Sheen procs on your Q really well. So the beauty of like Wukong fights or Wukong combos is you want to E on someone, and then WQ them, right? And then your Q is applying on on you and your clone. And when you sync that up with Sheen proc, it's like an insane amount of damage. That's why this entire like game mechanically, I was always complaining that you're just instantly WRing when in reality you want to like E R W double Q into double R, and then this W will apply your Q on both and your ult on both. And that's when you'll really see the extra damage from Triforce compared to like a Sundered. So, any other
Mm.
questions? But yeah, I like Triforce this game TLDR.
Oh no, I got way more out of this than when I reviewed it myself. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem.